Hi, I'm Keith with the Rockford How To series. As we continue our door segment, I want to show you how to adjust the sliding doors for your home if they're in your home. So there's a couple of rollers down at the bottom. They're going to adjust how high or low the door is. Subsequently, they can also adjust how it pitches left and right. If you do one higher than the other one, then it'll pitch back. If you do one on the other side, it'll pitch the other direction. Essentially, the purpose of a door is obviously to keep the weather out. The way that it does that best is if this center mullion on this door lines up with the one that's on that door on the outside. And those weather strips line up real well, then you won't have air or bugs or any kind of other penetrations. The best way to check that is to back up the door just a little bit, so that you can look across this center line and you can see if it's wider here than it is down at the bottom, you need to do some adjustments of that door. This one's brand new, so it doesn't need those adjustments, but we're going to still show you how to make those adjustments. So I'll show you that now. Down at the bottom of the door, there are a couple of caps that cover up the adjustment screws. You'll use a straight screwdriver. You can use maybe a knife, something to get the caps out. Generally, I just use a straight screwdriver. We get in there and we pop these caps out. There we go. And then inside of those holes is a Phillips screw. So it's a little X. So we use the Phillips screw inside of that hole and you'll feel it engage. And as we roll that screw left or right, the door will rise and lower. I'll go all the way to the left. You'll see that this is up now about 1/4 of an inch. Then we'll go all the way the other direction and you'll see that it lowers back down. So as you can imagine, if your door is pitched a little bit one way or the other, and you see that that reveal is not the same and it's not consistent from the top to the bottom, then you adjust this screw appropriately to make sure that that reveal drops the way that it is. Now, if you notice that the door is sinking too low and you're not getting your latch to latch very well, you can adjust it one of two ways. You can actually rise or lower both of these screws at the same pace. So go left and right and rise them both up, or lower them both, whichever your latch problem is. Then when you close the door, it'll latch tighter or looser based on how much you adjusted those lower screws. So most manufacturers of doors have a latch and a catch assembly, and the latch is adjustable to the catch. So the catch basically stays in the same spot, although it is adjustable up and down to hook. When you throw the latch, you'll notice that this hook comes out and then up and engages. Sometimes the space between the latch isn't far enough out or is too far. There's an adjustment screw right here at the top with a straight screwdriver that as you turn it, it will allow that latch to either come out more or in more, depending on how you adjust it. So if you notice that when you're closing your door in different seasons, because it is a vinyl door, it will have some differences in how much tension it takes to lock or unlock the door. You may find that, let's say in the wintertime, it's a lot more stiff than it is in the summertime, and you want to make some of those slight adjustments seasonally. You can generally make those adjustments right here in order for you to have a more consistent latch on your door. This is the adjustable catch that I was referencing. You'll see that this top screw is on a slide, so it adjusts up and down based on that slide. So you can make small or large adjustments here. The lower screw is a set screw or a security screw. So if you end up adjusting this one up, you'll have to reinstall this lower screw so that you have your security screw in. If you adjust it up far enough, you might find that there's an extra hole down here. Let's say we adjust this up 1/2 of an inch because we've had a lot of settlement and this screw is exposed down here. You can reattach the screw just above that spot, and that hole that's down there you can fill with silicone caulking and it'll fill the hole just fine. Even if it's left unaddressed, you won't have any weather through that hole because it's on the inside of your seal. So your screen door latch is similar to your door latch, although it's not engineered as aggressively for security purposes as the inside door is. It's really just to try to hold this door from blowing open. But similarly, your screen door latch drops down onto this catch, and the catch is adjustable with these two screws here. So you can adjust that up or down to accept the latch as it engages on that to keep the screen door from blowing open. So lastly, we'll talk about your screen door track adjustments. So this roller is inside of this lower screen door track, and this screw pushes down on the top of this roller to either adjust it up or down. So you can imagine that that screw gives it more or less tension so that it'll raise or lower the screen door track. Over time, if the screen door's manufacturing causes it to be a little bit bent because there's no glass to keep it square, it can get knocked around a little bit and it starts to want to be a little bit more skewn than others. So if we turn the screw here, we'll notice that it raises the track. If we turn it the opposite direction, we'll notice that it lowers the track. I would suggest doing this in smaller increments and then testing the door to make sure that you haven't gotten it too tight or too loose, because you don't want the screen door to fall out or you don't want it to be so tight that it rubs. But just make small incremental adjustments to this so that you can get your latch to latch properly. Go ahead and open it for function. Everything tests just fine. And that's how you adjust your screen doors.